Hello again. Well, what you see before you is my mother-in-law's Christmas tree. And why are you looking at my mother-in-law's Christmas tree, I hear you say? Well, it's faulty. It doesn't work. Two things are problem. First of all, she's lost the transformer that goes into the bottom of this here. And the second thing is when she did have the transformer last, the light didn't work. Now, what this is a fibre optic. So if I can pull the actual top bit off, gently put it down there on the floor. If we look at this in here, there's a light with a, well, I'll show you in a minute. It has like a colour wheel on it and a light underneath it that shines through the bottom, and on the bottom of the Christmas tree down here, that is where all the end of the fibre optics are, and they will shine through the leaves. So let me show you how that would look, sort of. I'm going to switch the lights on, so just watch your eyes a moment. Okay, so if I put the end of the Christmas tree like that, you can see here that there's the fibre optics shining. That's just shining through the bottom of the Christmas tree. There we go. So let's take this apart and I'll show you. Right, now we're on the bench. Let's take it to pieces, because that's what we like to do, don't we? Screwdriver. Warning: do not cover the air holes. It must get very hot. Only use a transformer that's supplied with this product. Well, we can't because it's been lost. Right. Okay. So all it is inside is just a hollow. That's where the actual Christmas tree goes. It looks like lollipop sticks at the side, doesn't it? Quite a application of glue in there, isn't there? Anyway, that's to one side. This is a bit that we're more interested in. Let's just set that up so you can see it a bit better. There we go. So this is the colour wheel that I was talking about. That spins around like that. Oh dear. And then the light underneath it shines up, and that's what gives the patterns and the colours on the fibre optic on the tree. And I'm just looking around, there's no circuit or anything, we've just got this bulb here, we've got, that's where the power goes in at the bottom, we've got an on-off switch just there. Let's have a look at this motor. Okay, so that's interesting. This motor is a 12 volt AC. That's going to cause me a problem because I don't have any AC transformers. Well, not at 12 volt anyway. Okay, so if that's 12 volt AC, that also means that that bulb is going to be AC as well. Okay, I'm going to have to get a AC power supply for it then. 12 volt one. Let's just have a quick look at this bulb. Okay, so this is a small halogen bulb. It's got some writing on the side. Let's see if I can see what that writing is. Okay, so it says 12 volt, 10 watt. Yeah, it hasn't got any other writing as far as I can see. So I'm going to assume that that's blown. It's got a bit of cloudiness on the bulb itself. So I need to order a bulb, and I need to order a transformer. So let's keep all this together until that arrives. Let's pop that lot back together, and I shall be back with you in a couple of days. Welcome back. It's been a couple of days and we have some bits to play with from Amazon. So let's just move that to one side for a moment. And this is our first package. Just open it up for you. If I can, there we go. So this is a transformer, if you can see that all right. It's a 240 volt in and 12 volt out, AC. That's the important thing, that it's AC. The two red wires are your AC in and the two white wires are your AC out, so we can use that to power this. I've also got some of these here, which is so this is a halogen light, 12 volt light, to replace the one that's in there if it's faulty. But I also bought some of these. What these are, ouch, the same bulb type, 12 volt AC, but these are LED rather than the halogen, which should run a lot cooler. So let's put all those to one side for the time being. And what we need to do is to connect this up to this and see if it works. So what we need, something like this, which is a plug with a wire on the end. So we'll connect that to the AC on this. What I'll do, I need some connectors of some sort. Right, bear with me for a moment. I'll find some connectors of some sort. And here we have a couple of connectors of some sort. So I don't have one of those really nice quick test things that Big Clive has. I wish I did. So I'll plug that into there. And we shall connect this up. I'm plugging it in, but I'm not switching it on yet, so it's not live, it's still off at the wall. Right, so I'm going to, this is the input, so I'm going to put, so that wire goes around to the switch. So if I put one clock clip on that side, we're going to bypass the switch, so I'll put the other clip on this side, so bypassing the switch. Okay, so that's separated there. Just put a sponge there so it's separated. Okay, let's switch it on at the wall and hopefully it won't go bang. Okay, so we're powered up, but we've got nothing on there. Let's bring in the multimeter. We're on AC. Okay, it's showing 2 volts. I don't think it is actually 2 volts. I think this is actually outputting 12 volts, but because there's no load, it's not giving us a proper 12 volts. So switch it off at the wall. Let's just connect that for the time being. I'll tell you what we can do. Let's have a quick look. If I just take that off, get one of our new lights, just put that on there, making sure they don't short out. Okay, this is just a tester, so we should be able to see if this works. Right, okay, let's plug it in again. Yes. Right, okay, so that works okay. Good. So, okay, we'll take that bulb out. Let's put it over that side. Put the new LED bulb in. Okay. Connect that up again. Don't forget we're on AC, so it doesn't matter which way around it goes. Right, okay, let's see if that works. Okay, so the light is on, but the motor's not spinning. It is making a funny noise though. Don't know if that can hear that on the camera, but no, I think the motor's gone. Oh, that's a shame. So we know the bulb works, so that old bulb is definitely blown, but the motor's gone. I don't have a motor. What is it? It's a 12 volt AC synchronous motor. It's a 42 TYZ. It rotates about 5 or 6 rotations per minute, so it's quite slow. That's what it says on the side. I'm not even sure if you can buy those. Right, let me have a look on eBay or Amazon. It's a few days later and I've got some bad news. I was looking for a motor to replace on this, but that's when I found out that there's different size shafts to go on it. So the shaft is this bit here. This one is around 5.5 centimeters, 55 millimeters. Sorry, you can't see that, can you? Let me just give you a bit of light and then you can see it better. There we go. Now you can see it. So about 55 to the top of the nut head. I can buy them in 3.5, but 35 millimeters or 3.5 centimeters will be too small, because that will come to roughly where the light is. You can also get them in 7.4 or 74 millimeters, which will make it too tall, and that won't fit in the base here. So I was digging around. You can buy these from anything from about £20 upwards. But then I went onto Argos and found that you can get a brand new fibre optic Christmas tree for £10. So I've already spent money on the transformer, on the lights, and I just thought, hang on a minute, this is just getting too expensive to actually use. And I was going to scrap the whole video, tell me mother-in-law, sorry, but it's just beyond economic repair. And then I had a brainwave. I thought, hang on a minute, let's just think about this for a moment. We could do something better. So let me show you. First of all, just let me clear the bench. So this is my idea. The base of this tree is just a bunch of fibre optic cables that are sort of all squished together, and we've already seen that if you put light in there, it lights up the tree. So what we could do is get a couple of LEDs like this. These are WS2812s. We could put 2 on the end there like that, and then a couple like that, and then that will shine the light into the fibre optic. Write a bit of code for an Arduino, and there we have a colour changing Christmas tree. Let me just move this camera a little bit. So there's the end of the fibre optic, something like that and like that. Then I remembered a while ago I bought this. This is, again, it's WS2812s. They just come in like a sort of printed circuit board thing, if you like. Well, then I thought, well, hang on a minute, I can just get 4 of those on the base like that. And that should do it. All I've got to do, add a bit of wiring on the back, connect it to the Arduino, job done, thumbs up. So let's have a closer look at that. Christmas tree is out the way, so we can got some more room to look at this. So what we need to do is chop some of these out. So here we have the LEDs. These are just the same as the ones that you get on the strip, except they're on these little circuit boards. And on the back you can see the arrows, so the data runs that way. So what we have to do is, if we break one of these off like that and turn it around, so we'll have the data in, so something like that. We can have the data in coming from here. We can solder those pads across there, loop those across there, and connect those two just there. So we have a nice little 4 LED cluster there. That can go onto the bottom of the Christmas tree, and we can light it up. Good idea. And the other thing about this is that it converts the Christmas tree to a normal 5-volt DC instead of 12-volt AC. And not only that, we could run the Christmas tree from a USB plug or socket, something like this. So here we have a normal sort of, and here we have a normal USB plug charger. We could run it from that, or we can run it from a power bank. So let's get this wired up first of all. Right, as you see, we've just connected these up now. What I do is, when I'm working on circuits, I keep a little tin here of all the sort of offcuts of all the components, and that just helps to make these little jumpers on circuit boards and little connectors like this. So we've now got these 2 pairs connected up, and we're following the arrows, so in and out, in and out. So what we're going to do now is to make a little loop cable to go on to those 2. So what I need is a bit of cable. Let's see if I've got a bit of cable. Here's a bit of cable. So this is the sort of stuff that you normally use for LEDs. So this 3-cord cable. So we'll use a 3-cord cable onto there, and then we can loop it round. So let's first of all cut that off, and then we can make it fresh. There we go. One of these days I'm going to get a smaller paintbrush for my flux. It's a little bit on the big side. Right, okay, let's just tin those up. Okay, we can quickly get that on. So don't forget, you've got to obey what it says. So the one closest to me here, if we look down, there's a plus on the circuit board, so we know that's the, oh, I haven't tinned the pads. Let's just tin the pads quickly. Okay, it's got them. Right, so let's put that. So these, don't forget, we're going the opposite way around. So this is the D out on this one for data out, and then we're going to go the D in on this one for data in. Okay, and so let's get soldering. Oh, do the pads first. And here we go. So let's get rid of that. So there we have it. So we're looking at where our D in is. So our D in is just here. So that can sit, sorry, must remember to do it in the camera, that always helps. Right, so we've got D in this way, the arrow's pointing that way, so that can sit quite nicely underneath the Christmas tree, fibre optic ends like that. And I think a bit of hot glue or something we'll need to do just to get that in place. What I'll need to do now though is to connect a wire to this and just double check to make sure it's working. So one moment please. Right, I've got the lead now, which is this one here. So we can attach this to the D in, or the data inside. So get the old blue tack out again. The ends of this is a pre-made one, it's already soldered up, but we just need to pop a bit of solder on the pads. Again, you just need to follow the wiring, so it's plus is the red, and then the signal in the middle, and then the ground on the end. Right, let's get them done. Okay, so there's our 4 lights that we're going to use. That's the end for that. And this is a cheap control that I bought from eBay a while ago. It's just got USB at this end. It's got a connection on this end, which is male, goes into the female on this side, like that. And then we can just plug that in, this USB, into my desk power supply. And we should see some lights light up. There we go. We have lights. Let me just move the camera. There we go, lights. So what we should be able to do, lights are coming back on again. So what we should be able to do is connect this underneath the Christmas tree, and we should have an idea of how it's going to look. So one moment please. Right, so I'm just holding the LEDs here at the bottom of the Christmas tree, and as you can see, well, tell you what, let me just turn that a bit more for you. That is working quite well. And as the pattern changes, of course, the colours on the Christmas tree will change. I quite like that. So all I've got to do now is to build that into the base of the Christmas tree, and we have one nice flashing Christmas tree. I'm not going to use that controller though. Let's get rid of that Christmas tree. Desk lights are coming back on. Watch your eyes, please. Okay, desk lights are on. So I'm not going to use this controller for the tree. I think what we can do is connect this to an Arduino, write a bit of code and get it fading a bit more slower, like a Christmas tree should be. I think that flashing was a bit too much. So the next thing to do is to connect this to the Arduino and write a bit of code.